Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Club Live here on Club at 22, your Rangers podcast, where we're here this evening to discuss all things Rangers that's happened in the last week. Usually I've been going around the houses and introducing three of my guests, but it's only the two of us this evening. So a warm welcome to the podfather himself after his excellent wee show with Stevie Clifford from Four Lads earlier in the week. It's Mr. Scott Carney.
Yeah, two Scots don't make a right, mate. That's all I'll say. Good evening, everybody. Always good to be here. Yeah, we're a couple of men down. I don't know. Ryan's off gallivanting again. Happy birthday, Ryan. And we had a sickie thrown in, mate. We had a sickie thrown in as well. So yes, just the two of us tonight, mate. Yeah. Quickly, mate. I've got a few things to get through. Sorry, Scotia. Thank you to the response for the podcast with Stevie, and thank you again to Stevie for coming on. It was really good to get his insight on things. There is more to come on that regard next week, so make sure to tune in. Also, we are running a giveaway as a podcast for the new top on Twitter, and I am aware that there is a scam account now that is trying to get people to click on a link and give bank details and stuff. I'm never going to ask you for your bank details. You should know that. I'm never going to do that. So just don't click on it. Please report it. Everybody that I've spoke to has done so far. It's not us. Apologies that these things happen, but it's spelt with a CIUB at 22, and it looks like the same thing, but it isn't, obviously. So yeah, just beware of that. But if you want to enter, head over to the Twitter page and you can enter. The response to that's been pretty spectacular. And yeah, we usually at the end of the year we do a giveaway for all our YouTube members and all our coffee buying members. For reasons best known to Rangers, there is no longer gift vouchers available online on the store. I don't know why. I honestly have got no idea why. I have asked the questions when they'll be coming back. They couldn't give me an answer definitely, but as soon as they are back, we will be doing it. So just a wee heads up that we will still be doing it. We've done it last year, we'll definitely be doing it this year to give a wee something back. So if you're not a member of the YouTube channel, now's the best time you could sign up possible. There's a nice wee link there. So yes, hello chat, hello everybody.
Excellent, thanks for that, Carney. I did see you message, put out a wee tweet about that scam account on Twitter. This is the first time it's ever happened? Do you reckon it's because you've done the giveaway at the top?
I think so, mate. I don't know how these things work. I'd imagine because there was quite a quick response to it, quite quickly there'll be some form of algorithm that somebody will be able to see for a tweet that's working very quickly, and they've decided to create a scam account. But all everybody needs to know that it isn't me. I'm not asking you for sending in my bank details or clicking up or registering for anything at all. The draw will finish on Wednesday coming, so the 14th. It'll probably be done about 8 p.m, probably something like that, once I'm all sorted and that in from work and whatever else. I think I'll do the draw about 8 p.m. So yeah, unless I send you a direct message saying congratulations, you have won, this is Scott by the way, then it's not me that's sending out the messages, so just be a wee bit wary of it. But yeah, so again, yeah, it's a weird one, mate. It is a weird one. I get so many messages from people saying that we're being scammed and somebody's trying to scam you, and I was like, it's definitely not me trying to scam you. I'm not intelligent enough, mate, to try and run a scam.
Yeah, before we actually get on to the strip, just ask all the listeners at the moment, if you want to send in any of your questions, we'll try and get them. As it's just the two of us, it'll probably just be a wee bit of back and forwards between me and Carney, so get your questions in and we'll get to them if we can. But yeah, on to the strip, Carney. As you say, we're giving that in a wee giveaway for people on Twitter and the other social channels. So if you want to get involved in that, like and subscribe and whatnot. But that was released on Wednesday morning, Carney, and it only got leaked the day before, which in terms of Rangers kits and things is quite remarkable, because usually we spend about what feels like 3 months discussing it, going like, I don't really like it. No, that picture's a wee bit better. It looks all right. We didn't really get much time to kind of look at one of the images that was released on Tuesday. It wasn't a great picture. So as soon as I seen it, I was like, I'm not going to take anything away from that picture. The stuff in the press videos from Rangers on the Wednesday, it looks ideal. I see you're wearing it this evening. You've already been along and bought it. What's your thoughts on it?
I love it, mate. Yeah, I'm a big fan of it, mate. I like the kind of simplicity of it. I was the same, mate. Initially, when I seen the picture on, I think Tuesday night, I was like, "Ooh, I'll wait until I see the official pictures of it." And I always do. I always wait, and I always wait to go and I go see it in person as well. I always go the second day it's released. I don't never go the first day. I will go the following day that it's been released. So I went last night just as I finished up for finishing work. I just darted over to the Edmondson house, and there was plenty there. There really was. There was plenty there. But no, I do. I really like it, mate. I do. I think it's very. I like the simplicity of it. I love that there's no white round the arms or anything like that. It's just blue the full way down. I love the quality. I'm pretty delighted with it, to be honest, mate. I do really like this one. I think it's better than last year's. So I think they don't need to overcomplicate a Rangers home top. I think there's a lot of chat amongst fans about doing things that's a wee bit not radical. Radical's the wrong word. Experimentations with it, and I just don't think you have to. It's very simple. It's blue. It's going to sell, mate. People are going to love it. People are going to hate it. It's always going to happen. But even the ones that hate it, mate, you'll still end up buying it because I've got plenty of Rangers tops that I've bought before that I never particularly liked, but I still went along and bought the top, mate. So I had it. But no, I'm delighted with it, mate. Generally, I think it's a cracker. For people about sizings, by the way, I don't know. I know some people are curious about this.
That's what I was just about to ask this.
Well, it's exactly the same as last year, I would say. This top's a wee bit longer, but if whatever size you were last year, you should be the same for this year as well. Because mind you, it's slightly longer in length, but everything else about it is. But again, I'm not for one that likes a tight one because I'm a bit of a potato, mate. So I prefer not to have it shrink wrapped around me. But no, it's the same size. As I say, I tried on both of the sizes that I would usually go for, and I was the same as last season. So at least people know that.
Yeah, no, I like the look of it. It looks good. From what I've seen, I've not been up to the shop yet. I've not had the time to go up and check it out. But as soon as I do, I'll go up because, like you, I like to actually go and see it in person before buying it. I'm not a huge fan of obviously we had to do it during COVID and stuff, but I don't like just ordering something offline. I like to go up and see it, see what it's like. I would buy it regardless, right enough. Buy it regardless. Matondo in the back. Yeah, that's
no, I don't. I definitely don't.
I'd pay you some money, and I'm sure the listeners would as well if you wanted to do that. Let them have a good season. No, but it looks good. And to be honest, I think that all the historical kits that we've got so far have been, they've been decent enough. They're nowhere near the worst tops we've ever had. But
I wasn't a big fan of the gold one with the gold writing on it. I really was not a big fan of that at all.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It's grown on me because I've had it so long and I've worn it often enough, but I at the time, I would still prefer if it had just been white. Yeah, as I say, it's they're not the kind of four worst tops that we've ever had, but they're certainly not the four best tops we've ever had. Because I think my four best would be the three Adidas kits and the one Nike kit in the 90, which kind of coincides with me being like a boy and 9 in a row and stuff. So there's all that nostalgia around it. But I know we've talked about kits before, but what are your kind of favourite tops?
I can't disagree with you. The Gaza 8 in a row top is my favourite top of all time. I absolutely love it. The one with the 3 stripes around the arm and the Adidas with the badge in the middle. The badge was in the middle. It's my favourite top of all time. Always will be. The one before it. Again, that's probably my second favourite. My third favourite's the one after that one. No, my third, is that my third? No, probably not actually. I did quite like the Umbro C.R. Smith one. The kind of check pattern, the one that last year's was probably based on. I like that one.
Yeah. Is that what 86, 87 kind of period? I think that was.
Yeah, I like that one. And then the Advocate Revolution top, the Nike one. I love that.
The first Nike one with the reds. The first one or the second one?
The first.
Because the first one. The one with the red stripe, because we had that in the 10 in a row season. That's when that came out.
Oh, was it? So it was.
And it's 97 that came out.
Remember we used to have tops for 2 years? Remember we used to do things like that?
Yeah. Because it's like that. See the away top of that one. I think it was the NTL top. You had the one, some of them had the McCoon's Lager, and then the next season it switched to NTL being on it. Like that red one that kind of associate with Gio. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, enough about kits. We'll be able to have more because surely I would imagine the away kit will be released sometime during the summer as well. And then the third kit, which always seems to get a wee bit of action, because that's probably one where they can go a wee bit more out there in terms of mixing it up a bit.
What do you think the away top's going to be based on? What away top do you think they're going to try and do this time from the ones we've had in the past? It's quite difficult. I was thinking maybe, remember the white and blue, light blue and dark blue NTL one, the Nike one that we were talking about. There was 3 different colours. Something like that. I think. I don't think it'll be white and red again. I think it'll be like white and, maybe it will be red, white, or maybe light blue. I don't know. I don't know. But the third one, I do expect something pretty crazy. That seems to be the tone that's coming from the club about it as well.
Yeah, we'll wait and see in that one. Other news on Rangers front that was just actually released earlier on this evening, and that is that Rangers will take on Hoffenheim in a friendly over. It's not quite in Hoffenheim, but over in Germany on the 29th of July with a 3:30 p.m. kickoff. Carney, you've mentioned this to us in the group chat, and you were looking forward to a wee trip to Germany. Over to play Hoffenheim. Before you get overly excited, I will tell you that Hoffenheim is a village with a population of about 3,000 people. Hoffenheim, the football club, got too big for Hoffenheim, so they moved to a village with 4,000 people, where they've got and they've got a stadium just out. It's next to a town with a population of about 35,000 people, so fairly kind of regional area. The stadium holds, I think, 30,000. Still going to go though.
It's not going to be enough, is it? Really, that's not going to be enough. It's not going to be enough for us to be able to get tickets on. I've planned ahead in that. I've planned ahead for this, mate. I expected something of the sorts. I heard through the grapevine that it was going to potentially happen, that was going to be announced in Germany. So my passport's been out of date since COVID, and it's already on its way back to me, its new one. So I fully intend to be there, mate. I don't know how we're going to get tickets between us, but I will need to try our hardest, because I think all 4 of us are up for it, and I think it'll be a cracking trip, and it'll be good to cover it on the pod as well. But no, I'm looking forward to this, mate. I think I've always wanted to go to a Rangers away day as such in Germany, and when I heard that announced, I was like, yeah, I'm definitely up for that one. I would have loved, I said it before, I would have loved if the Hamburg tie could have been reversed and we could have played Hamburg in Germany. I think that would have been fantastic, the experience that would have been. But still, mate, how far, where's the nearest city to Hoffenheim? You'll know this.
Yeah, probably Stuttgart, and then Frankfurt's further north of it, but I could probably do it. It's a bit too soon to be going anywhere near somewhere called Frankfurt, just given the memories of only
that's ago now.
So probably Stuttgart would be that, yeah. Because like I say, the town that's really near it as well has only got a population of about 35,000, so that's slightly smaller than Dumbarton, about Dumbarton size in terms of that. So
God, is that size? Right.
Rangers could probably go, and we would be able to double the population of that town for a day.
I'd imagine we will. No, that's the thing, though. I imagine that we will, and we will do that. I would like to try and get tickets for that. If MD gets offered a ticket, by the way, he doesn't want it, then they know where I am.
Yeah, but no, that was good to hear, because so far we've only got we've only been provided with sort of home friendlies. And it's always good to have like a away friendly that we can get to, be that if it's down in Blackpool or something like that, or if it's somewhere abroad that we can get to. I think everyone kind of tends to look forward to something like that. So hopefully, like you say, we can manage to get tickets. If not, I probably imagine that we will still make the journey over and make a kind of weekend of it, if at all possible. So we'll look forward to that one, because it's actually not that far away. It's only a month and a half really before that month. Yeah. So
when sorry, I've just quickly opened the statement that was released. There's nothing on it, obviously, about when the tickets are getting released. There's a ticket and broadcast information will be communicated in due course. Well, do it now, Rangers. Do it now.
Yeah, they'll probably realise that the demand for it will be absolutely sky high, and then have to go like, right, Hoffenheim will need to move this to somewhere else.
Yeah,
guess.
I wouldn't put that out of the equation, mate. To be honest, because there will be a big demand for this. I've got no real doubt about it.
Yeah, because it seems like ages since we've even had like an away trip. Well, obviously Blackpool last year,
Yeah,
but like away on the continent, it feels like ages since we've had the chance. I know they had that wee one over in Portugal last year at the Sunderland game, but that got canned after 45 minutes, didn't it? So
yeah,
I
that's
forgot
right.
about that. Only came into my head as we were kind of discussing that there. I'd completely kind of forgotten all about that. But anyway, enough about friendlies. We've spoke about it quite a bit on here so far, but on Tuesday it was confirmed that Jack Butland has signed a 4-year deal with Rangers to become our third signing of the summer transfer window. Carney, I know you and Stevie on the podcast that you released on Monday night were kind of tiptoeing around this one because we were looking to talking about it, and it was one of those ones that even on social media it kind of seemed fairly evident that it was going to happen imminently. What are your thoughts on this?
I think it's a cracking bit of business by Rangers. I really do. Obviously, I think it was kind of back and forth for a while. We weren't sure if we were going to manage to secure him to make him come to get him to come to Rangers. But I think the reasons that he's decided to come here excite me more than anything else. He could have quite easily sat and had the easiest job in the world in England, mate, getting paid, I don't know, 60, 65 grand a week for doing nothing, literally for doing nothing, for training, literally would have been his pay for that. But he's made a decision that he wants to come here and he wants to come here to play football. I like the signing, mate. I do. I like the way that he's even spoke once he's been interviewed, the way that he likes to portray himself. Everything about the Butland signing for me ticks boxes. He's coming here on a significant wage. Let's not be coy about that. He's going to be on a very decent wage. I reckon it'll be one of the highest paid at the club. So I think he's coming here to play. I do. I think he's very much going to be the number one going forward. But I think the business by Rangers can't really be. Well, I think the main thing really about it all, mate, is that Beale got his guy. Beale got the guy that he wanted. We were not linked with any other real goalkeepers apart from Butland. A few were obviously flung about Twitter like it usually is, mate. But he was the constant one that we were getting linked with, and Beale's managed to get him. So I'm very happy about this signing. I really do think it's fantastic for us.
Yeah, no, I think it's a good signing as well. I know I've been on the pods when I've been speaking about Butland, and I'm a wee bit on the fence, as it were, because, like you say, the wages are going to be pretty high there. That's a slight concern, just in terms of then him being on a high wage. How does that impact the rest of the team, kind of thing? And I'm also kind of the opinion that McCrory probably is good enough to start there, but I think Butland coming in is excellent bit of business. What I was really impressed about, or kind of surprised me as such, was the statement that Butland had put out in the socials about being a Man United fan. And obviously he had the option to stay there. He'd be on significantly more money, but he'd be sitting on the bench. The fact that he's wanted to come up here, yes, he'll be on a really good wage here, but significantly less than he would be down in England. The fact that he's come up here and shows me that he wants to come and play football, and it's the right kind of attitude you want a player to come up here with. So pretty pleased. Now, I know we've spoken an awful lot about Butland because that's been in the rumour mill, as it were, for quite a while now. But just on goalkeepers then, Carney, obviously we've still got McCrory. Kieran Wright signed that extension to the deal. And what seems to be forgotten at the moment is that John McLaughlin's still kicking about there with, I do think we'll probably try and get rid of him this one, or get him a move this window, should I say. But where do you think we stand in the goalkeeping situation? Because I know a few people, maybe about 2 months ago, were suggesting that we might need to go out and sign 2 goalkeepers during this transfer window. Where are you in that?
No, I don't now. I think with the Butland signing, I think him as McCrory is number 2. I think that's fine. I don't think we need to go much further than that. Obviously, how safe do you want to be? Do you know what I mean? Do you have 4 keepers, for example, that they could all start a game for Rangers? I think that's a wee bit too over the top. We're not in a position that we can do something like that. So I again, in terms of that, I agree that McLaughlin will be moved on. I think McLaughlin will want to be moved on now. That's the thing. I don't think it will be difficult to have that conversation with McLaughlin. He's clearly not in the plans. That's the thing. He's not in the plans going forward. So that couldn't have been made any clearer, I don't think, towards the end of the season, with McCrory getting his chance, and then McGregor was even the number 2 on the bench while McCrory was starting. So I don't see there's not really much room for McLaughlin here going forward. It just didn't work out, unfortunately. I've got nothing against John McLaughlin, I really don't. But ultimately, it's, in my opinion, the weight of the jersey was a wee bit too heavy for him, and it kind of got the better of him, because he made some ridiculous decisions while he was playing in goal. Maybe again, people will argue that he didn't really get a long enough chance on a consistent basis, but he made one too many big mistakes, and I don't think he'll get away with that. I say McCrory, I think he'll be fine as number 2. As you say, me and Stevie spoke about it on Monday, that after the game at Easter Road, there was a few times that he had a few flaps at it, and maybe it was naivety, maybe it was over exuberance, I don't really know. But that was the bit that I went, no, we're definitely going to need a number 1. But as a number 2, I think he's absolutely fine, McCrory, going forward, and he deserves to be the cup goalkeeper at the very least, because he's stuck about the club. And I mean, I'm by no means saying that the kind of misjudgments that he made against Hibs didn't cost us anything, so it's not as if it's full mistakes, but it's still wee bits of naivety within his game. And people forget, we always talk about his age, people forget 26 for a goalkeeper is very young. Do you know what I mean? It is very, very young. You'd be looking to have another 10 years on top of your career at 26, so there's still plenty of time for him.
And at a high level as well, yeah.
Yeah, and at a high level as well. So I don't expect McCrory to be too disheartened by it. And at the end of the day, it's up to him how much he wants it. If he can prove that he's a better keeper than Butland and he can push Butland, then go for it. Do you know what I mean? The opportunity's there. The gauntlet's been laid down to you. But in terms of further recruitment within the goalkeeper position, mate, I don't think we need it now.
Yeah, no, before I speak about the goalkeepers, actually, you mentioned Stevie Clifford again there. And I forgot to thank you for that podcast from you and Stevie, because you've kind of done like almost a season review. So you saved me having to sit down here and speak about a season review with you, because I was kind of dreading that. But thankfully I don't have to, so cheers for that. Yeah, no, on the goalkeeping stuff, I don't think we'll bring anyone else in, considering that Wright got that extension. I think he's that kind of guarantees him kind of third choice for me. And McLaughlin, I'm of the opinion, I do feel a wee bit for McLaughlin, because I think he couldn't win. He couldn't win with McGregor staying on for me. You know, he has that terrible game against Celtic, and then we go and play Ajax. Doesn't have a great game against Ajax, although I don't think he's to blame for it. All the goals there. I think that was more defensive errors, but he didn't help matters, as it were. And then after that, he just never really recovered. So other transfer news, or not transfer news, but wildly speculated. We've spoke about them before, and it's looking as if this is getting closer and closer, Carney. It's Jose Fuentes from LAFC. There's been an awful lot in social media over the past week or so of him liking more and more and more Rangers fans' tweets and things like that. They get put out of the equivalent of the Champions League, I think it is, over in America there. They also drew with Atlanta United 0-0 on Thursday night, I think that was. And Fuentes played the majority of that game, took off just with a couple of minutes to go. But this one is ramping up, and it looks like this one's almost going to be, you would expect it to be confirmed at some point next week, the way things are going.
Yeah, it looks very much that way, mate. All reports that I've heard that it looks like it's kind of imminent that it will be confirmed. He released a statement, didn't he, saying like cheerio to everybody and all that, didn't he? Like as if I'm kind of out of here. And then he started. They say he did. Obviously kicked off Rangers social media because he did start liking the Rangers stuff and things like that, and he was liking comments like "I'll see you next year" and stuff like that from Rangers fans. So yeah, it looks pretty close. Again, it's not a guy I know a great deal about, but he's at the age where he fits the mould that we are trying to do as a club. We're trying to bring players in, help them reach their potential or get towards their peak, if you like, and then sell them on for a profit, mate. So I think it makes sense because he gets 6 months left in his contract. Is that right?
Yeah, I think 31st of December his contract runs out.
Yeah, so obviously it was muted that it could be possible that we would wait till then to do it, but no, I don't think Bill's really in the mood for doing that. Bill's like, no, I'd quite like you just now, so you will come just now. So no, I'm excited by the signing. Don't get me wrong, mate. I like the reports that I'm hearing about it and the kind of murmurs around them. It looks like a positive signing, and I'm glad we're going and doing it now. I think it's important going into next season, mate, that Bill sticks by his philosophy of wanting players in early and wanting everybody there everybody within reason to be there within the start of the pre-season, which is it's only 3 weeks away now, really. So no, I'm looking forward to seeing what he's all about, mate. That's for sure. But it does look like it's pretty much happening. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. And it's one of these ones as well that it's, 6 months to go, probably cost us, I would imagine, max around the region of £2 million. I don't see it being any more than that if we're going to do it.
Nah,
Similar to the Kerry Cantwell and the Raskin deals, and I prefer that we've done that. Pay up the money. Obviously, you don't want to pay any money if you could, but pay up, get him in so that we can get him in up and running for the season ahead, because it's going to be a very important season next year, that's for sure, in terms of making sure we stay the dominant force in Scotland in terms of trophies and things like that. We're about the half hour mark, Carney, so as you and as all the listeners know, you don't. It's time for a word from our sponsors. It's time to mind your manholes with Manscaped. Everyone is aware by now that the nose hairs are a major turn-off. That's why Manscaped have released the brand new Weed Whacker 2.0 with improved blades and motor. You can feel the power in the palm of your hands. Save money and attack your nose and ear hairs by going to manscaped.com and using code CLUBAT22 to get 20% off and free shipping. Our friends over at Manscaped are helping you enjoy spring's fresh air by using the Weed Whacker 2.0 on all your face-hole hair. Also, the Weed Whacker 2.0 will be in all of Manscaped's tool sets, including the Platinum Package 4.0 and the Performance Package 4.0. So no matter what kit you pick, you will receive the new Weed Whacker 2.0 nose and ear trimmer. Let Manscaped be part of your daily grooming routine, ensuring no hair is ever out of place. It's time to level up your groom game. Save 20% off and free shipping with the code CLUBAT22 at manscaped.com. That's 20% off and free shipping with the code CLUBAT22 at manscaped.com. From below to up top, get the best in grooming at Manscaped. Your nose, ears, body and balls will thank you.
Well done, Scotia. You're by far the best at that. You are by far the best at that. Your balls will thank you. And that one was for Moby. Moby, you know who you are. Yeah, absolutely brilliant. You definitely need to give Ali lessons, mate, on how to do it properly. The thing is with Ali, though, is one day I'm going to catch him out properly, because I'm going to put something in it that he shouldn't read out, and he will read it out. But I'm waiting, because it's still very fresh in his mind from the last time I tried to do it. So it's still very fresh in his mind. But I'm waiting. But no, thank you to Manscaped as always. They are great with us, so appreciated.
No, we do indeed appreciate it. Staying with transfer speculation and rumours, another one that's been hotting up over the past week is that we seem to be in for a boy by the name of Cyril Dessers, who's a 28-year-old Nigerian currently playing for Cremonese, who have just been relegated from Serie A to Serie B. He's currently got 4 years left on his deal with Cremonese. Reports initially earlier on in the week, Carney suggested that it was going to be about £6 million that they were after, €6 million that they were after for him to come. Now appears reports kind of popping out over the last day or so that looks as if it's been knocked down to about €4.2 million, €4 million, plus a few add-ons and things. What are your thoughts on this one on the face of it?
On the face of it, mate, I say when I first heard the rumour, as I say, I don't really get into it too much, but as well, I think today we were, I don't know if you're going to come on to, we're linked with Sam Lammers as well, another name that's kind of cropped up. But anyway, on Dessers, I mean, obviously the closer it gets, I'm like, okay, yeah, he's going to be coming. Let's look forward to it. I don't think from what I've seen and what I've read up on him, I'm not sure that he's going to be the solution, if that makes sense. I think he'll be part of the solution. I do think he's going to need assistance, because he's not the rampaging forward that we've been used to seeing. But again, we still don't know what formation Bill's going to be set on going forward next year. He does quite like to forward players. I'm not really going to call them strikers because it's not. It's more kind of forward players that he likes. But he looks solid. He looks good on the turn. What was his goals this season, Scotia? You'll know this if you noted that down.
I think he's only got 6 goals this season.
But you do need to take.
You do need to take into consideration that's Cremonese he's playing for. They finished second bottom of Serie A.
So there's obviously that's always it's going to be a thing that's going to be flagged up. But no, I think for €6 million, I was like, no, come on, I think that's a wee bit high considering where they are now as a club, and obviously his goal scoring record for the year gone by, but. Around the 3 million mark, I think that's what we're going to need to expect as well going forward, mate. It's we need a lot of players to come in. We need at least 3 players within the front line, in my opinion, and 3 starters. I mean, as I say, I keep saying that because I don't want it to be squad players. I'm sick of hearing that he'll be a good squad player, he'll be good this, but ultimately we need somebody that's going to find the back of the net, mate, on a consistent basis. So, I mean, I'm not jumping out my seat joyed about it, mate. But I don't think, from what I've seen, I don't think that he would struggle to do a job here either. The proof will be in the pudding, mate. But that one for me, I think, as I say, I don't think he is the solution, if you like. I think he will be part of what the solution is going to be in terms of who else we bring in for the front line.
Yeah, I mean, on Dessers, I think an awful lot of people, from what I've been seeing, an awful lot of people are kind of sticking everything on him in terms of his goal return from last season, which, like we say, you've got to caveat with the fact of who he's playing and sort of teams that he's playing against, because I've seen Cremonese play at least once this season. I think I watched them. Napoli beat them 3-0, I think. I was sat and watched that game, but I wasn't watching it to watch Cremonese players. I was sitting watching. I wasn't kind of scouting anyone there, so I can't remember if he was playing or not. But the Cremonese weren't. It's not. You can't really use a club like that to judge how a striker is going to be. When he was on loan at Feyenoord, was it last season? I think it was, last season. I think he would have been on loan. It's like we're still talking about last season being this season, if you know what I mean. I'm confusing myself here with the wordplay, but when he was at Feyenoord, they went into the Conference League, and I think he scored 10 goals in that Conference League. Now, that's a European competition. Yeah, it's a slightly lower level than the UEFA, the Europa, and things like that. But it's still a decent level to go at. Like, if we can get back to that kind of form, that'd be ideal. I think he's maybe not the quickest guy in the world, but like you say, I do think we're probably looking at striking people here to have like a partnership, but at least to have things. One of the things actually, Carney, that worries me slightly. One of the downsides about this, if it goes through, is he is a Nigerian internationalist. He's only played, I think he's made 4 appearances for them, all in friendlies, scored against Mexico. But being a Nigerian international, we know what that means. It comes with the risks that when the African Cup of Nations rolls around, which it does from the 13th of January 24 to the 11th of February 24, that he could be away. So that's a slight concern, that if you're bringing him in as like your main striker, you're going to lose him for a month, maybe not quite a month, because I imagine it'll coincide with a winter break if that comes back for us. But that's a slight concern for me. I don't know about you.
Yeah, I get where you're coming from, mate. I think that's always the risk that you take with signing African players because of the way that they do their international football. I think that's something Bill's going to be completely aware of. I am not a fan of international friendlies, Scotia. I don't think I need to tell you that again. I don't understand why there's international friendlies, especially during the season. But obviously it'll be competitive for him. If he hits the ground running here, then there's probably every chance he gets a call up, mate. But look, it is what it is. You've got to respect people's desires to want to play for their international team. I can't really take anything away from that. I think was a Belgian born, I think, wasn't he though? But he plays for Nigeria, is that correct?
Looking at his Wikipedia and transfer market page today, I think it was Leuven he was born in. So I think obviously just Nigerian parents.
Yeah, no, definitely. So no, I mean, it is what it is. One of those things. I think that's one of those things that you cross that bridge when you come to it. If Bale wants him and that's Bale's man, then I'm pretty sure we're going to get him no matter what. So yeah, but I think we're right to be slightly concerned about stuff like that, because he could be missing for many weeks. We'd be missing 3 weeks? Would he be missing? Is that right?
Probably around about that, yeah. If they get as far, if Nigeria go that far, which they're one of the teams you expect to go quite deep into competitions like that, don't you?
Yeah, you would expect them to do quite well, yeah, with the squad that they have. So no, it is what it is, mate. As I say, it just is what it is. It's one of those things. But as I said, I don't. That's what probably goes back in favour of what I was saying. That I don't think he's the solution. I think he's part of what the solution will be. I don't expect him to be the only striker that we sign.
Yeah. I see Smoke Withdraw there makes the comment about how 4 million, what it'll get you, like a second-hand pair of shin pads and a burst ball. I was thinking, see that 6 million, the 6 million euros that Cremonese were wanting initially, I think that's probably plays into the fact that he's still contracted to the club until the end of the 26-27 season. You know, that's quite a long period of time, so I can understand why they were holding out for that much, but being relegated kind of means that it maybe forces their hand a wee bit. But we'll see where that one takes us. Again, that's been kind of gathering steam as the weeks progress this week. Someone else who I think just appeared earlier today, or at least that's the first I kind of heard of it, was the boy Sam Lammers, as you mentioned, Carney. That is currently, I think he was out on loan at Sampdoria last season. Mm-hmm. I've not really had much chance to look into this in any detail. I just seen it pop up. I was looking at something else that we'll discuss shortly, but that popped up. Sam Lammers, from what I can tell. Again, this is probably went down even worse than the Dessers one has in terms of goal return and things like that. Your thoughts on this, if you had a chance to look at it?
Yeah, I looked over it a wee bit, mate, just before I came up to do the pod, and no, the boys' record is not good at all. 3 goals in 6 years. I mean, no, 6 goals in 3 years. Sorry, 6 goals in 3 years.
That's better. It's fine.
I know. Sorry. I know, but no. Again, it's not good. It's not a good return from him. But I think this one, I don't know where it originally came from. I'm not 100% sure where it initially came from. But I say I've seen it all over Twitter, people discussing it, and it's went down like a lead balloon, this one, mate, to be honest. Don't think there's many people pretty delighted about this. Look, also, we need to remember that Michael Beale's publicly shown that he's been in Italy, so we are going to be getting linked with anybody that's within the 3, 4, 5 million bracket of a striker that's maybe looking for another club, that's maybe coming towards the end of a contract or whatever. We're going to be linked with a lot of them. This one, I'll wait and see. I say Timothy Sharps just said it was Chris Jack that broke the story. I mean, if that's the case, then Chris Jack's pretty in the know. So you never know. There could be something pretty much in that. But for me, mate, I'm like, can we not sign a striker that's scored a few goals, maybe? I'm not asking him to have scored like 40 in a season, but like 8, 10 goals, something like that, something to go on. Because, as I say, 6 goals in 3 years, mate, it's not great. What's your thoughts on it?
Yeah, well, like I say, I've not really looked at Lammers. Is that a Dutch name? Is he Dutch?
Lammers, I don't know where he's actually from, mate. No, I've actually got no idea.
No, but where's what was there? Someone in the comments might know. As I say, I've not even looked at this one, but what was their stats? Did they have decent starts prior to 3 years ago? Did they have like a good solid season? Because you know how Beale likes a player that he can maybe like rejuvenate and get back up to where they once were.
Yeah, he's
that kind of where this is coming from.
He's Dutch. He's Dutch, so I'm trying to find these scoring records, mate, as we quickly do this. So it's dead professional, this podcast, isn't it, mate? It really is. But he's been a few places, mate. Eindhoven, Heerenveen, Eindhoven again, Atlanta, Frankfurt, Atlanta, Empoli, Sampdoria. But he's valued, according to Transfer Market, he was valued at one point at 9 million. Was when he was end of a loan spell. Yeah. But that was in 2019, mate. He was valued at 9 million, and it's dramatically went down since then. 9 million euros even. So I don't know. As I say, it's hard to know, mate. It's hard to know. But as I say, recently he's definitely not been scoring. He's not been scoring much. 33 appearances, 2 goals and 2 assists. It's not fantastic, is it? It really isn't.
No, but you could look at it was Eric Scobstall used to say about stats. You know, they give you good ideas and things like that. I won't go any further than that. You know,
have you read his book recently or something? Why do you keep quoting him?
No, No, because it's just I don't know. It was just that it was a really good quote when that came out. I liked it.
All right.
No, but as I say, I've not had a chance to look at him in any detail. I've not even looked at like YouTube clips or anything of him, so it'd be unfair of me to pass judgment. But by the sounds of it, maybe I know in terms of where the Rangers fans are sitting with it. But in fact, what I was getting at there with the stats one is you could look at the stats of Sakala, for instance, and then given your opinion of Sakala, Carney, what would you say to someone if they wanted to try and sign Sakala from Rangers? You know, looking at the stats, they're great.
I would actually take him. He's a fantastic football player. You need to pay $5 million for him, but take him. No, look, Sakala. I know, mate. It is one of those things. Stats is but it's all we really have to go on, I suppose, unless you go to the obligatory YouTube video. It's all that you really have to go on. And Sakala's an enigma, mate, because he is going to get you goals. There's absolutely no doubt, but he's an infuriating player to watch. And everybody's the same with him. That's the thing. And I know I laugh and joke and have a laugh and a joke and that about him, but people love him, yes, as a person, as who he is, but there is no way that everybody sits and is completely happy when he runs the ball out or he's caught offside for the 15th time because he still doesn't understand the offside rule. But then again, 2 seconds later, he'll put one in from about 25 yards and you'll be like, you can't understand the player that is Fashion Sakala. But no, as I say, it is all just stats. But I mean, it's all I have to go on, really. It's not... the return for Lammers doesn't look great, and to put $3 million on him, I'm not 100% sure about that. But you never know, mate. As I say, I'm never going to write off a player before they've even signed for us. I think if the case is that he does sign for us, but we'll wait and see how that one progresses. I don't think it'll be the last name linked anyway.
No, certainly not, because I think every man and their dog know that Rangers need strikers. They need attacking options, and and the fact, like you mentioned there, because Beale was out in Italy, Italian strikers or players playing with Italian teams will probably get linked with us. That'll probably do us in terms of the transfer speculation stuff. Something quickly just to speak about as well, Carney. This popped up again about an hour or so before we started recording. It was an announcement for Rangers about the fans forum that's getting held later on this month on the 21st of June. They say that the attendees from Rangers senior management will include James Bisgrove, Greg Marshall, David Milburn, Natalie Nairn, Robert Boyle, John McFarlane, and John Spears. So that includes like John Spears being your disability access officer, Natalie's your head of retail and events, Robert, head of digital content, things like that. Obviously, Greg Marshall, head of fan engagement and the SLO. I think 400 people should have emails by now to tell them if they were lucky enough in the ballot and they're going or not. Were you one of those lucky 400, Mr. Carney?
No, initially, mate, I was not, but don't worry, plans. I have a plan in place to try and get the pod access to it. I'll do my best. No, I wasn't, mate. I wasn't one of those lucky ones. I checked my email and I was like, no, I'm not. Because I was really intrigued to go. I mean, it's not going to be the last one. Don't get me wrong, but it would have been nice to be part of the first one to see how things are going to go. And it's I can't praise the club enough for wanting to do these things. I really can't. I think James Bisgrove is very forward thinking the way that he wants to run things within the club, and I'm excited by what he's doing. I really am. I think this is important to make fans feel part of it, and I think one thing you'll always get from Bisgrove is honesty, and there'll be no kind of beating around the bush with stuff, and that's really the best thing we expect it to be. Stevie, again, I'm sorry to keep referencing back, but he makes good points. He said something about Bisgrove where he said, I don't need him to come out and tell me that I've got 15 million to spend in a transfer market and this is exactly who we're going to sign. It's not about that type of transparency, but you need to have some form of trust built with the people that are running your football club. And so far, everything that Bisgrove has done is coming to fruition. So, yeah, I think it's a fantastic idea. It really is a fantastic idea. I'm still hoping we'll be able to attend. But it's a really positive thing. Were you one of the lucky 400, Scotia?
No, I was not. I didn't even apply to go because I know it kind of clashes with work, and I've got I think it's the Scotland-Georgia games the night before as well, so it's not ideal for me. You've got that to look forward to. You'll hear me speaking about that. Everyone next.
God, can't wait.
Next next Friday, you'll hear me talking about Scotland games coming up. Yeah, so tune in for that, everyone. No, I didn't. But what I should say is, as well, is in that announcement Rangers put out on the website, there's also a link that people that can't go, they can put in their questions as well. I imagine there'll be thousands of going in, so whether or not they get mentioned during that, but I do expect you would probably receive a reply to any questions that you put in. But yeah, I hope you get along, Carney, because I think it would be a good thing to attend. But like I say, it just clashes with my work.
Yeah, I'll do my best, mate. You know, I always do the best for the pod, because I would love to be able to take questions from our listeners as well, and kind of gather what we have as what a general consensus of a question, if you like. If there's a repeating question that people are asking, it would be good to be able to represent the people that listen to us in order to ask the question directly to them. Because I mean, I've got a million questions. I'm sure you've got a million questions, Scotia. I'm sure Ali and maybe not Ali, but Ryan would definitely have questions. I would think so. But it would be good. So hopefully, if I can make it happen, I'll put a post out and everybody will see it, and I can gather questions and take the kind of top one, top two possibly of ones that that are kind of reoccurring, if you like, or the general consensus of the questions, and put it towards them. But yeah, I'm going to try my best. I'm not saying it's definitely going to happen because I've got no idea, but I will try my best for us to be representing at it, to be honest.
Yeah, so that's coming up soon as well. Curry Muncher just put a comment there about talking about lots of Rangers pods and fans bragging about the Club World Cup, and that's exactly what I'm coming to talk about next, Curry. Carney, I put this message out to you guys yesterday, said I wanted to have a wee bit of a further look into this to see what it was. So I've done that, and I don't know how to structure this part, but obviously the Club World Cups get kind of redesigned by FIFA, that got approved earlier on. Was it the end of last year, around about February, that it was kind of agreed that it would go to expand to a 32 team competition that would be held every 4 years. So in the odd years, so starting on 2025, then one in 29. So it wouldn't coincide with the UEFA, the European Cup and things, and the World Cup, things like that. What are your thoughts on that in terms of the Club World Cup being played?
I quite like it, mate. I'm not going to lie, but I think it's good exposure for the club. Not that I think we'd really need kind of worldwide exposure or anything, but I think it gives an opportunity for players to showcase themselves. I think it gives Rangers the chance to showcase the club, and possibility of kind of dangling a carrot out for other players that are maybe thinking of whether they should come and join us or not, if we have interest in them. Look, it's one of those things that will generate income for the club, and it's something that I don't really think we can turn our noses up at. An example of that, mate, is we all kind of have is kind of turned our nose up at the Conference League, for example. But the scenes that you seen from West Ham the other night, mate, were tremendous, absolutely tremendous. It was absolutely fantastic to see, and I'm not a West Ham fan. I don't have an English team, I'm nothing like that. But it was so good to see it, and the way how much it meant to them. Obviously, it wasn't good to see them flinging cups onto the pitch, but you know what I mean by that. The end result, what it meant to them all, it was really good to see. So I don't think I would be too against it now that I kind of watched a kind of British team go on and win it like that. So yeah, I think it's all about the income, mate. It's all about the exposure for the club. So for me, yeah, might not suit everybody. It might not suit everybody because a lot of people do quite rightly think that we should be concentrating on domestic football and in terms of winning as much as we can here. But I don't think it's an opportunity that the club could say no to.
Yeah, I mean, when I initially heard about it, I was like, no, that actually sounds like a good idea. Getting told that Rangers were going to be involved in it, or potentially being involved in it, looking highly like they would. Like I say, I've done a wee bit more research into this. I was like, yeah, that'd be good, because the structure of it's going to be 12 teams from Europe, 6 from South America, 4 from North America, Central America, and the Caribbean, 4 from Asia, 4 from Africa, and 1 from the Oceania. Kind of set up the conference there. So you're playing teams that you wouldn't play against before. I think like some of the teams that are already confirmed that aren't in Europe, like Flamengo, Palmeiras, Seattle Sounders, Monterrey, teams like that. The Al Ahly, that team that Ronaldo was playing for.
Mm-hmm.
So it gives you something a wee bit different. And Curry Muncher there put the question about when it gets played. I'm fairly certain this would be played off-season, like in the summer, the equivalent of a World Cup or Euro Cup at that kind of time of the year. June and July, it tends to get played, which, looking at it, Carney, gives you a wee bit of concern in terms of it's a super long season. How much does that interfere with your preparation for the following season after a difficult season the season before? It's asking quite a lot. So it's maybe one that I would maybe like to be involved in once, and then that'll do us for a while. Don't know about you.
Possibly. Yeah, possibly. And that might be the way that UEFA tend to do it, mate. The UEFA would decide to do it. But I think you could almost treat it like a pre-season, mate. You almost could treat it like a pre-season. Jim Sloan, thank you very much, mate. Really do appreciate it. That's very kind of you. So yeah, you could almost treat it like a pre-season. Again, that maybe contradicts what I'm saying in the point of we're trying to attract players to the club and it would showcase the club because you're not playing your strongest team. You might not be playing the kind of most free-flowing football, if you like, but it could almost be used as that at the same time because I think other teams would probably do similar things. I'm not, obviously I want to win it. I'm not being ridiculous. I want Rangers to win everything, but I don't think the main point of it all would, for the club, necessarily be to win it. It would be more for the business aspect of it and the money that we generate for the club. So, it's an interesting one to see, mate. It might never come, might never happen. But I get your concern as well, though. If we go out there and we're going to play a full squad, it's a very long season for the kind of the starting 18, if you like.
Yeah, and I don't think that the host nation's been announced yet. But it would not surprise me, given the way things have been going quite recently, that the host is going to be somewhere like Saudi Arabia, which they
definitely.
well, in fact, it couldn't be. You couldn't play football in Saudi Arabia in June or July. There's no way that you could do that. But you know, that's
UEFA. It's UEFA, mate. And they don't FIFA, particularly care about players. Or FIFA, sorry.
Are even
FIFA.
worse.
Sorry, FIFA. Sorry, I meant to say FIFA. Yes.
Yeah, so well, it's good we got all that, like all the excitement and that talking about it because I did look at it. And as I say, there's 12 clubs from UEFA. 4 of those clubs will be the Champions League winners between the 2021 season and the 23-24 season. So Chelsea and Real Madrid already confirmed it'll be one Inter Milan or Man City for the game tomorrow night, and then the winner of the next season's Champions League as well, and then 8 clubs based on their UEFA coefficient or the FIFA coefficient over the last 4 seasons. There's a caveat on the FIFA website that says that there's only 2 clubs per country can get in unless 4 clubs from the same country different clubs won the Champions League. Say Liverpool, Arsenal, Chelsea, Man City won the Champions League. They 4 would get to play in it. No bother, that's you. So with that in mind, with the 2 per country, I was looking into it today, unless I've missed something, unless new news has come out that it's only 1 club per country. If it's the 2 clubs per country, Rangers aren't going to be in it and will be nowhere near to being in it. Because right now, as things stands, would be Chelsea, Real Madrid, whoever wins tomorrow night, and then based in the stands, it'll be Man City, Bayern, Roma, Villarreal, PSG, Juve, Benfica, and Leipzig, if I've understood it correctly. If news has come out that it's 1 team per country, Rangers will be in it, but I'm not entirely sure if something's come out that I've missed. But from what I can see online, from what I've been able to find is, I don't think Rangers will be in it because if 2 clubs from a country are allowed in it, we're not anywhere near enough at the moment to get in, which is unfortunate because, like I say, just discussing it there, it sounded pretty encouraging. But I may be wrong on that. Just the wee bit of research. I'm not a paid journalist. I didn't go into it in overly much detail, but from what I could find, it was enough.
I will take your word for it, Scotia, because you're much better at understanding these things than I am. So you are the man for that kind of stuff. So I'll take your word for it, mate, to be honest. 1 club winners, 1 club outside the winners. Is that what it is?
Yeah, see, there's people here saying it. Like I say, I've potentially missed any news that have come out. But looking at it online, trying to find stuff from FIFA, it's kind of saying that it's 2 clubs per country, but
mate, it could mean anything, couldn't it? I mean, anything that's released, it could mean it. They could change their mind tomorrow, let's be honest, mate.
Yeah. But it'd be absolutely fantastic if I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong because, like I say, that would be an absolutely fantastic tournament to be involved in.
Yeah, Curry's asked, can I give a twirl? Absolutely not, mate. Absolutely not. That will not be happening.
Yeah, so we've nearly reached the hour mark. I was afraid that we wouldn't, given that there's only two of us on. But I think the couple of wee bits of news that came out from Rangers earlier this season took us to there. So I'd just like to thank everybody in the comments for watching us this evening and commenting along. And also thanks to Jim Sloan for his kind donation. And also thank you to you, Mr. Carney.
My pleasure, mate. Thank you for hosting, Scotia. Thank you, chat, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. As you say, we're going to be doing more stuff over summer as well. Like I said last time, we've got more stuff coming. There'll be another special episode of Club Deck Corner on Monday. It'll probably be released. On Monday, doing stuff like that over the weekend. So yeah, we say we're not going anywhere. Everything else is still very much in motion. We are waiting for everyone. Justin, I'll say it because Ali's not here. God bless America. I feel like Ali would want me to say that. Thank you very much. Justin, mate, I really do genuinely appreciate that. That's absolutely fantastic. So yeah, we would continue to do stuff over summer, but as I say, Ryan's been really busy. Genuinely, he's been away for his birthday as well, away on holiday and stuff. So, and as I say, Ali's he's not too great just now. So we'll meet up soon. We'll meet up soon, discuss things going forward. There'll be more announcements in due course. But yes, stop rambling, Scott. Thank you, everybody. Cheers, Scotia.
Yeah, cheers everyone. Go out if you're in Scotland, go out and enjoy the last of this beautiful sunshine that we're having, and I hope everyone has a good evening, and we will speak to you all next time. Cheers everybody.